Hey Martin, how you doing? Can you hear me? Hey Carter, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Hey Red Gamer, hey Goku. Doing all right, Martin. Thank you. Hello Kelsey. Hey Velociraptor. Hey Belle, I'm glad you're back. Hey Red, welcome everybody. Welcome Red. Hey Ducky. So yeah, this is something different than well, I mean I've never done anything like this. But so many people and so much was being talked about it. Hey Fuji. Um, and I figured we could just check out some of the live streams from the Ukraine area together. I don't know, Bell. Really, no clue. Um, just wanted to see how everybody was doing, and I don't usually let it get political on my page, but this is something that's on a lot of people's minds. And so, hey, Coney, I agree, Velociraptor, but this is rare opportunity to let people come on and see what's going on. Yes, they are, Martin. Well, one of them is the top two are. Um, the bottom two, if you look real close in the bottom left corner of the bottom two, you can see the name. You got Kahovka and Lviv. I don't know how to say that. Um, I mean, it's pretty quiet considering what's going on. 180p, is that even a resolution? Kelsey, I think it'll end around a table. Um, I think it'll end with some kind of negotiations. I don't think Russia was counting on Ukraine just passing out guns to everybody in their country. I did find it interesting. I was watching CNN or a clip from CNN um, yesterday, day before yesterday, and us Americans, especially us. Hey, expert, I'm with you. Same here. Us pro 2A Americans. One of the things we say is, hey, our Constitution doesn't give us the right to bear the pew pews. It actually prohibits the government from infringing on that right. And one of the reasons that we were, hey, Marshmallow. One of the reasons our founding fathers wrote that in there and said the government could not make any laws infringing upon our right to bear arms. One of the biggest reasons was to overthrow an oppressor. And all the anti Second Amendment people for the past 30 years have said, well, that's just ridiculous. And, CNN was really big on saying that that just wouldn't work. But then they had an expert on there who was like, they had to eat crow because this woman was on there talking about, yeah, yes, the armed civilians of Ukraine will make a difference to prevent Russia from taking them over. And CNN's like, that's what we thought. And so it's really like they had to turn around and basically say what they've been saying for 30 years about Americans isn't true, is true. Well, Chernobyl's, I was reading something on a couple months ago. There's been some trouble at Chernobyl. But that's the thing. There's something else going on that we don't know about. Because on the surface, I mean, there are some benefits for Putin. Right, Velociraptor. There are some benefits for Putin, for Russia, for him doing this, but they're not on the surface. It don't what they really want it's not worth the risk. Expert. Yeah, I think you'll find that in just about any nation when their leaders go to war, the people don't want it. But there's a surprisingly large number of Russians who are gung ho over it. Um, they want to go to war. They approve, and which is, yeah, they're split on it. You think it would be, not as many want it as do, though. Well, yeah, that makes sense. The age demographic, Martin. Thank you, Velociraptor. Much love for you. Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, it's interesting. Um, it's frightening for the people of Ukraine. I feel for them. Hang on just a second, guys. See, all right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, Bill, I've wondered that too. There's some sort of power play. Well, theoretically he can't, Martin. It doesn't mean that physically he can't. I mean, he's trying to say. So his whole thing. Here's what he was saying: like he was going in there because there were Russians inside Ukraine who were getting basically attacked and disappeared by the government, and he was going to save Russians who were in Ukraine and to rid them of their Nazis. That's like us saying, "Oh, there's some Americans getting mistreated in Canada, so we got to go invade Canada." No, that's still not. If you think that's happening, there's diplomatic channels for that. But also, those people elected to be there, you know, I'm going to go. My people who left my country and are purposely living in that country, I don't like the way they're being treated over there, so I'm going to invade them. Bellsprout because he's smart. That's why. Um, Nazis, that's a hot button word. Yes, firepower. He did. Um, he used it. It's just like, well, it's like in the for the past 10 years, what we've dealt with in the U.S. identity politics culture. If you have a disagreement, oh, if you don't like something, oh, you're racist. It's easy shut down your argument, and it automatically paints you as the bad guy. Hey, Eric, hope you had a good time. But yeah, sorry guys, I was answering a text. Oh, yes, Scott. China is 100% in agreement with this. This is the kind of thing China loves. Hey, Neil. Hey, Coney. Yeah, let's just give China the distraction it needs to beat on Taiwan some more. Hello, Anomaly. Apparently, in China, referring to Taiwan as a country, as its own country, is a crime. Recently, there's a Chinese company that does a ton of business in the U.S. and they have a huge Facebook following, and they have a ton of U.S. reps that run a Facebook page. And this rep, not using his company name, on a complete different page on his own, under his own login, not his rep page, wasn't even being like political. He's like, oh yeah, that's from the country of Taiwan. And the Chinese people who run the company he worked for saw that. And okay, Eric, thanks for stopping by. They saw where he just in passing referred to, yeah, the country of Taiwan, and he lost his job. I'm not really into politics too much anymore, Eric. It's just I was getting a lot of questions about this on Discord, and so I decided we'd look at it together. Very sad, Melting. Exactly, firepower. Yeah, this is just one of those rare times where I'm gonna actually allow the live stream chat to be political. I've never done that before, but I figured this was an important enough event to where, for those of you who do follow and come on, if you want to express opinions, this will be one of those times. Well, we can all, I mean, within polite, Bell sprout. Yeah, Neil. I hear you. I'm on my side. I agree, anomaly. Thank you, Coney. I hope you have a good evening or day or whatever it is where you are. Exactly, melting. But I did see a pretty hardcore statement from a lady earlier. I saw a clip where a Ukrainian woman went up to Russian soldiers and basically, and I was surprised at how peaceful the encounter was and how polite, for lack of a better word, the Russian soldiers were. But she told them, and of course, in the Russian language, it's more drawn out. But basically, she said, "Put some sunflower seeds in your pocket so you can grow flowers where you're when you die, or something like that." Like, it was crazy. I mean, no one should really want this, to be honest. Okay, that makes sense why she said sunflower seeds. But yeah, she told them to plant some sunflower seeds. She told the Russian soldiers to put some sunflower seeds in their pocket, so when they died, they would grow. I'm not surprised, anomaly. Hey, Murdy. They're just like they didn't really respond. They were just like, okay, okay, it's better if you just go. Like, they were like, I was surprised at how polite they were, and it may have been because there's a camera on them. What do you mean more than 100 years? They even had it for 50 years, Bell. That's the unfortunate part of any kind of conflict melting. Um, the collateral damage. I mean, that's collateral damage. A lot of innocent people who have no say so get hurt. People talk about racism. Don't get me wrong. Any racism is bad. It's horrible. One instance is too much. But we don't have as much of it as people would lead you to believe here in the U.S. I mean, you got to remember, first of all, we see everything instantly now. Things that are none of our business, things that 20 years ago we would have never even heard about. And now we see it constantly. All right, Neil, thanks for stopping by. Good point, Kelsey. And the biggest thing is because, well, unfortunately, it affects more economies. And the sad part is, I mean, Africa is kind of as bad as the Middle East. I'm not saying bad places. Um, the same is like the Middle East, with the history of just there's never been peace. Exactly, Martin. That's what I was getting at. Um, And so from the point where it's not affecting the rest of the world as much because they're just not as part of the economic trade as much as other countries. It's also something it's there's never been, peace. It's always been warring tribes. It's it's how North America would have been if it hadn't been settled. All right, Bill, I'm glad you're back. So it's 4:22 a.m. in Ukraine, in Kiev. I don't know what I'm more surprised about, the lack of activity or what little activity there is. Hey, Rando, that's a cool little in the middle of the roundabout, that median. That's a I like that the way that's. I don't like roundabouts, hate roundabouts, but that median looks pretty cool. I like that. Um, I don't think it'll happen. True anomaly, and that makes sense, Martin. Murdy, I don't. The Finnish people aren't the people to attack. Um, I think there's a lot of conjecture. There's also a lot of people go overboard with the speculation and the worrying, and maybe part of it's just because I've gotten so daggum old, or maybe it's just because I've seen this so many times over the past 40 years. It's never as bad. Never gets everybody screams gloom and doom, and don't be wrong. One day it will gloom and doom us. One day some idiot will just go off, and that'll be it. But I think it's premature to be saying this is World War III. We thought 9/11 was going to be World War III. We thought when we went to the Persian Gulf in '92 that was World War III, and it just wasn't. Uh, and I'm not. I can't say I'm not a oracle, but and I can't say for sure, but I don't see this as World War III, like a lot of people are saying. But you know what that does? That gets a lot of views, and that's why you actually got a lot of people who are just afraid the sky's falling at everything that happens, but also fear mongering gets more views than anything. Well, and that's their exactly BVHDM. It's two countries. I mean, for this turn into World War III, it would take NATO stepping in to do something, and then you know China, Iran, North Korea deciding, oh well, we're going to back Russia and we're going to enter this. I mean, that's how a world war starts. Murdy, that's a YouTube stream. I'm actually streaming y'all another YouTube is what I'm doing. I mean, there's also websites that have those same cameras. It was just easier to it was easier to do it without lag by just doing that, restreaming their stream, which they're restreaming somebody else's. Exactly, anomaly. It's the only way it turns into World War III is if they fearmonger it into it. I wish AD would hop on the chat because she actually holds a master's degree in political science, international relations, and her focus was actually Russian foreign policy. Not really, Murray. It's been just made that one camera go awful dark. The bottom left. Scott, at any given time, some country has a warship in some other country's waters. Hello, Spider Aviation. Same here, Elims. That's kind of what when I saw it too. I mean, but again, this is in the city, so it's not on the outskirts. You know, the outskirts aren't going to have live feed cameras like the city center will. Oh, see, Scott, I didn't see that. But, and see, that would be, and it's one thing to make those kind of threats. Um, but attacking the British warship would make the U.S. have to step in. And Putin really doesn't. Hey, did y'all see that shooting star on the top left camera? But yeah, I mean, if he were to attack that British warship, it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter how much our president wants to stay out of this. We have to step in. Attack on an ally like Britain, we can't ignore. We have to go in. An attack on a non-NATO country, we don't necessarily have to get involved. But if you attack one of our main allies, we don't have a choice. And Putin knows that too. Yeah, but the whole of NATO is 90% US, Elims. as far as the troop power, the manpower, and especially the naval power. You got to remember the U.S. military is bigger than the next 10 largest militaries combined. Oh, I'm not saying Britons aren't somewhat capable, but Britain, who once ruled the mighty seas, our Coast Guard is bigger than their Navy. It doesn't matter how capable you are if you don't have the forces and you don't have the equipment. You know, you're probably right, Christmas. Exactly, Archimador. I mean, and you're right. It depends on how they do and what they do, and you know how far Putin pushes it. Um, I did read that France already surrendered. They haven't been attacked, but sorry, that's a bad boomer joke. And that's it. Say Russia does overthrow Ukraine and they step in and take over. Is it our business to go and kick them back out? Germans had no problem going west. They didn't do very well going east, though. They didn't fare so well against the Russians the last time. Of course, they also had poor leadership and no supplies and no cold weather gear either. Edip is just a stream that I found. I do. It goes in spurts on activity. Some days it'll be active all day. Then it's inactive for a couple of 3 days sometimes. Exactly, Archimador. Right, Martin. Yeah, we have one. It's mostly about Minecraft stuff. Let me see if I can grab the link without crashing the. Actually, let me do it on my phone. No, we don't want nobody dropping a nuke. That's bad news for everybody. Let me copy the link. No, EDIP. It's just been, and like I said, this is in the middle of the city, so not as much going on. Y'all about to hear me loop. Hmm. There's the Discord link. Sorry, guys, I was taking care of that. Well, the thing is, he has the natural gas that Europe needs. I mean, that's one of the things that makes him walk around with that BDE, you know, because he knows they need that natural gas. And we need to really reopen our Keystone pipeline because putting sanctions on Russia is only going to drive our fuel cost up. And yeah, we need to work on alternative energy sources, but in the here and now, when gas is already double, price of what it was a few years ago, we got to take care of the economy here and now. Oh, that's awful, AGC. I can't imagine being in that situation. I don't wish that on anyone. Awesome. Thanks, Edip. So, where is everyone right now? Like, if you're in the U.S., which state? If you're not in the U.S., which country? York, UK, California. I hear you, Edip. Florida. I think I knew that, Martin. Well, look at Inferno. He's a 3-star volunteer. Hey, Skittles. I always wanted to visit Ireland. It will, but it also Inferno. But that also goes back to what I was saying. We need to open our Keystone Pipeline back up because as more people go to alternate sources for fuel, I mean, those are sources that we use. Hello, Damien. So, feeling is are you being like legit? Y'all really have an onion farm, or is that like some kind of saying in your part of the world, like that I just don't know? Inferno, do you watch Johnny B and Uncle Hickok? Seeing as you're a Tennessee guy, We all already read your message, feeling. Yeah, I like Hickok. I tell you what, though, this past year, his age has started showing, hasn't it? Like he's still in great shape for his age, but it seems like he's lost a little bit of pep. Don't get me wrong, he still gets around better than I do with my fat, crippled butt. What if these are actually fake cameras and it's Russia has hacked them and looped a feed in, and we don't know what's really going on? Johnny B's another good YouTuber who he's entertaining from Tennessee, Inferno. He just does a little commentary thing 4 or 5 times a week. Um, he made a bunch of us. I never saw what made people so mad. I mean, I'm in Alabama, but apparently he upset a lot of Alabama folks with one of his comments. I think people took too serious the other day, and then he doubled down with an apology that was not an apology, and it was hilarious. I do too, AGC. I always have this bit of conspiracy theorist in the back of my mind that likes to pop through. God, I got to get a real computer because I'd like to be able to switch back and forth between some live news feeds and stuff. Oh wow, feeling that's crazy. Yeah, I wish I had a. Like I said, this is I'm always complaining about my computer setup, my lack of equipment. This is the one time where I would really love it though because I could bring in different news feeds and we could switch back and forth. But this just can't handle it, and it's already. I'm touching the bottom of my laptop, and it's hot to the touch. Yeah, do that, feeling. That'd be cool. We'd like to see that. I always have that in the back of my mind, feeling. I'm always like, I bet this isn't real. Scott, I don't know if there's a safe way to do that without hurting anybody. Me too, Kelsey. That sounds about right, Scott. Oh no, AGC. Wait a minute. Okay, I think I misunderstood Scott. I thought he meant whoever like causes the most hurt wins. So I mean, it's got to be. See, I need to look up a different live feed. If I do this again tomorrow, I'll try to find some other feeds that are not in a city center. Okay, Scott, thanks for clarifying. I will tell y'all this: crypto has been falling all day. Like it's been on a downward trend for a couple of months now, but today it's like a lot of the like lesser known stuff too is plummeting. It's got to be related. One crazy thing that happened the other day, we declared sanctions on Russia, and the next day the value of their currency increased. It's supposed to do the opposite. So, Martin, I've made a couple $100 last year off of crypto. I'm not really that into it. Um, really mad at myself because if I'd have gotten that Dogecoin ride when some of my friends were getting into it, I'd already have the money to buy my own piece of land again and farm equipment and pretty much everything I'd want. Like I know people who have turned, a couple of $1,000s into, six figures. But the cool part is the few $100s I made on crypto, it was all free money that I got from where I signed up and then got one free stuff and then changed it in the other cryptos and then when it peaked up, sold it. That's the cool part. I made total the last couple of years off free stocks and free crypto that I've taken and moved around. Um, I've probably made to close to $1,000 without putting any of my own money in it. A lot of luck. It's a little bit of skill, but a lot of luck. So way back when I used to be a financial advisor, guys, did retirement planning. I was a stockbroker, but I focused mainly on long-term retirement planning. Um, and then I lost my practice in 2008, 2009 when the economy crashed. you know, anything that you can store and keep viable like that's not a bad thing to hoard, Arizona. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've got a big old Rubbermaid tote full of dried beans and rice for just in case. I mean, it would suck, but I could stretch the rice and beans for 6 months if I had to. I mean, that's one of the true, true. I mean, fortunately, I live in a part of the world that if the economy ever does just completely break down and collapse, I mean, yeah, they may end up overhunting our woods, but they're not going to outfish our waters. And we got plenty of fishing areas around here. So in Kiev Maiden Square, there's currently machine gun fire sounds intermittently every 20 minutes or so, sometimes with miniguns firing. Very interesting. Very interesting. So, Scott, are there actual hostile troops there, or are they showing people? Because, they're handing out guns to people who have never fired a weapon before. So, this may also be some, okay, get over here and fire this. They may be teaching people how to shoot. Or you also seeing aggressors on your feed too. Yeah, I did see that. I did see. Did y'all see the Japanese guy who who's in Ukraine and instead of trying to come home, he wrote his family and had them send his great grandfather's samurai sword and samurai armor. Well, it's nearly 5 a.m. What is their curfew? Is it a sunrise, a sunset, or? And those may be because I know I was trying to see what the cars were. One of them looked like it was emergency services. I mean, those may be approved cars. Well, I mean, it's not the politest environment, you know. It's not a it's not a part of the world that caters to soft people. No, zip zap, haven't yet anyway. Guys have, and I'm about to end this stream. We've been on nearly an hour, but just show of hands, if anything does happen that's exciting, interesting, or horrible or important, would y'all want me to get on and try to stream it? Whether it's news reports or live streams or whatever. Is that something y'all would like to see me do? Okay. And I'll probably ask that again in Discord just to see. If I do it during the day, U.S. time day, I do have a couple people I know who are educated, like have degrees in this type of stuff. I'll see if I can't get them to come on and at least get in the chat and give their 2 cents. But I appreciate y'all watching this with me. I'm fixing to shut it down for the night. It's 9 p.m. here. I hope wherever you are, I hope you're safe. I hope everyone stays blessed. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all have a great night.